Greetings agents, FiOth here, and in this vid we will be reviewing the Blacktail whilst running a couple comparisons with its contemporaries. We will be looking at the stats, we will be looking how well it fares when put against a couple other handguns that are of approximately the same damage range and the same inventory size range, and we'll talk about its strength and its weaknesses. The Blacktail is a gun that, as I say later in the vid, has been overlooked by many players, at least according to the discussions I've had, because it looks very doesn't do anything too exciting, but its strength may in the end lie with the fact that it's not a gun about flashy gameplay or impressive animations. It is extremely consistent, and that is what it has going for it. It's a gun that will get the job done. So we'll dive in just a bit. This is the third handgun that I am reviewing, and although I can't say it's my favorite, going through all of these weapons in detail has been very helpful in me myself understanding their function, because sometimes when you look at something in depth, it really helps you out. So I've been taking the time to create these reviews. The algorithm doesn't really love me that much when it comes to Resident Evil 4 content, so I'd love some of your feedback in the comment section below to tell me if you like what you're seeing here, if you think that these guys are lacking in any way, and if you are happy with them, consider liking them and sharing them, because it'll make my work that much easier. Let's get to it. So, let's talk statistics. Now hear me out, guys. I know that there are loads of people out there who hate this thing. People who hate the Blacktail because, according to their opinion, it's bland. Doesn't really bring that much to the table. It's too middle of the roady. But it is exactly that middle of the road approach that makes this such a unique proposition. I'm gonna start with the pros, then I'm gonna touch upon the cons, and you can get a pretty good idea of what the gun is about after running a couple of comparisons. First and foremost, let's get it out of the way. It cannot accept laser sights. So if you check, for example, here the Sentinel-9, it's a precision of 4, but as you can see here, it has a laser sight. That means it doesn't have a reticule, and by extension that means that the reticule will not bloom and you will lose no accuracy if you fire it in quick succession, as long as you can ride the recoil and reposition the laser sight where you want it to be. The Blacktail, sadly, as you can see here, by touching upon the laser sight, cannot accept it. It's just for the Silver Ghost and the Sentinel-9. So that's out of the question. What's good about this? It is extremely well rounded with the exception of the magazine. And when I say extremely well rounded, I mean 2.4 damage times 1.5 if you get the exclusive, that is 3.6 if you do the math. It's not the 405 that the Red 9 brings, but it is pretty close. 13 in the mag, that is on the low range, I'd say. Reload speed of 1.6, rate of fire of 2.2, and precision of 4.2. Precision of 4.2 is better than the Sentinel, and if we compare it to the Silver Ghost, that pretty much shares the same characteristics with some differentiations, it's the same thing between these two, and Blacktail kinda cakes the cake for 0.2. Not insane, but it is something. Rate of fire of 2.2, better than the Sentinel and vastly superior to the Silver Ghost. And as we're running down those stats, I don't want this to be a comparison video, I want it to be about the Blacktail. You see that the gun surpasses the opposition in raw stats, and if it's on the lower end on one of them, it is at a high enough end on the rest to bring something out of the entire pool of handguns on its frame that does not excel to that range but still is substantial. So you get good firepower but not the best. Okay, ammo capacity, well, I really cannot defend the ammo capacity, it's kind of low. Good reload speed, not the best. Good rate of fire, but not the best. And good precision, that might actually be the best if you exclude guns that include stocks, namely the Red 9. For the Red 9, you need a huge amount of space to optimize it, and here is another part where the Blacktail excels. It only takes 4 slots. 4. All other handguns need at least 6 for the base frame, and then stocks and all that totally change the landscape. But the Blacktail is a tiny 4 slots piece of equipment with exceptional stats across the board, excluding again the capacity. Even the starting Silver Ghost hits 18 if you max it. Like this 13 plus 1, or the plus 1 is available for almost all the firearms of the semi-automatic nature because it's one in the chamber. Yeah, that 13 kinda hurts it a bit. But apart from that, there is nothing bad to say about it, and there is nothing exceptionally good to say about it either. Even the merchant says it's not the best, but it will be an ideal companion, and that is true to a certain extent because it will not take up too much of your room. It's small. It is very well balanced, excluding the magazine. You're not getting a garbage gun making too many compromises. Actually, you don't make any compromises. You get a very solid, consistent weapon that just doesn't excel. That's all there is to it. It will roll fast, it will fire fast. Even if you hit center mass, it has enough firepower to deal damage and kill the ganados. And of course, you will not be using these to defeat bosses, although the damage numbers are quite sweet. I don't know if they would have gone overboard if additionally to the 1.5 damage they could have added maybe doubling the crit. Like, it's 5 times for the Silver Ghost and the Sentinel 9. It would be like icing on the cake, since they try to present this as an all-rounder. Get a little bit of crit in here to sweeten it, because if you look at the graph, just look at this. Exception on the damage department, very good on accuracy, very good on rate of fire, very good on reload, and slacking and lacking in the magazine department. But look at this green, like, cake. Very well balanced, and it shows even from the PowerPoint presentation. So, the Blacktail, people, it's 100% usable. It's not my favorite because my favorite entails obviously some more spicy, but if you're looking for a gun to make a run where you know that you probably won't have too much space, like if you're speedrunning and you don't want to buy all the attaché cases and all that, you get the Blacktail, put it in the corner of your inventory, just 4 slots, and you're golden. Actually, pairing this with a Skull Shaker is ridiculous because you get a shotgun and a pistol for less than 10 slots. Very compact, very easy to use, and dependable, consistent, and will 100% get the job done. So, peeps, I've been covering the guns of Resident Evil 4 Remake already. I've done a lot of them. I will leave them as a playlist at the end of this one. Go check them out. Tell me what you think about them. I will continue until I've covered everything. So sub, like, share, hit the notification bell. If you really want to help the channel out, please consider Patreon or get a membership. And until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!